How do you start a gang war without anyone realizing you lit the match? Duke Kilroy is about to try. His plan is simple: steal from the Marshalls, plant the drugs on a rival crew, and force the vanished Kingsley Marshall out of hiding. But before Duke can move a single bag, one man in the room is wearing a wire. And that is only the first thing that goes wrong. Simeon has followed Duke and been caught with a recording device. Jay, Duke's best friend, has also walked into the hideout at the worst possible moment, with Lazaro pointing a gun at him. Duke talks Lazaro down and brings Jay into the truth. After 8 years, Duke still believes Kingsley ordered the Vegas attack because Duke planned to leave him. That night took Calvin, the woman Duke loved, his title, and nearly his entire life. So this is not a comeback story. It is revenge. Duke does not want to attack Kingsley head-on. He wants to poison the system around him. The stolen Marshall drugs are supposed to be hidden inside an Albanian shipment. If the Marshalls blame the Albanians, and the Albanians suspect somebody else, distrust will do the work. Duke does not need anyone to believe him. He only needs everyone to stop believing each other. Then a traffic stop nearly ends everything. Duke and Jay are pulled over with the drugs still in the car. One search and the operation is finished. Instead, Duke turns the officer into a fan, takes a selfie, and drives away. They are safe, but late. By the time they reach the dockyard, the Albanian shipment is gone. Jay thinks he has ruined the plan. Neither man realizes the replacement target is about to walk straight into their hands. At Marshall Promotions, Zeke is preparing his first major fight night, while reporters keep asking the question hanging over the family: where is Kingsley? His disappearance is no longer just personal. The stolen shipment has exposed weaknesses, suppliers are nervous, and the illegal money helps support the legitimate boxing business. Zeke insists his father is alive. His logic is brutal. If somebody had killed Kingsley Marshall, they would want credit for it. And now Duke is inside that same organization. It is his first day at Marshall Promotions, which means the man trying to destroy the family is hiding in plain sight. His history with Joy makes that even more dangerous. There is still something between them, but every conversation carries the weight of Vegas. Then Jay gets lucky. He runs into Lorik, the reckless son of Albanian boss Nadim, and learns Lorik is throwing a party at his club that night. The dockyard opportunity is gone, but Duke has found another door. Cybella, meanwhile, is expanding the Marshall Empire from the legitimate side, pitching businessman Scott Morton on bringing American-style sports betting into London casinos. Morton warns political support will be difficult. Cybella makes it clear she is prepared to push as hard as necessary. But Duke's biggest problem may not be the Albanians at all. When his crew digs into Simeon's background, they find gaps that may hide arrests. Add the recording device, and this starts to look bigger than a normal street investigation. Simeon may be tied to the NCA. Duke could be building a secret war while law enforcement is already building a case around him. That night, Duke and Jay move on Lorik's club. The place should be empty. It isn't. Lorik is still there, catches them inside, and a violent fight breaks out. By the time it ends, Lorik is dead. For a moment, Duke's plan looks finished. Then he does what makes him dangerous. He adapts. Duke leaves part of the Marshall shipment beside Lorik's body, destroys the rest, and stages the killing to resemble a Russian warning. It is riskier than the original setup, but far more explosive. Duke came to plant evidence. He leaves having manufactured a reason for war, and nobody knows he was there. Away from the scheme, Duke's father is being flooded with offers to put the former champion back in the ring. Duke says boxing is the last thing on his mind. His father pushes him toward the harder question. If Duke does not want to fight again, what does he actually want from the life he has left? That follows Duke into a private meeting with Joy at an old bowling alley filled with memories of Calvin and their younger years. Duke finally asks whether she has ever considered that Kingsley may have been behind Calvin's death and the Vegas attack. Joy refuses to believe it. Then it gets personal. Duke admits he never stopped loving her. Joy says she had to stop loving him just to survive. It is the most honest moment between them, and it makes the revenge messier. Duke is trying to destroy Kingsley's empire from inside a family he still cares about. Then Lorik's body is found. Before the fallout hits, Duke makes one more important move at fight night. Kareem, the Marshall fighter, is losing badly. Duke notices the referee and count are already leaning in Kareem's favor, but the fix may not be enough. So Duke quietly tells Kareem how to provoke a disqualification. It works. The opponent is disqualified, Kareem escapes with the result, and Zeke realizes Duke saw the manipulation and helped instead of exposing it. When angry men confront Zeke afterward over the suspicious finish and lost money, Duke steps in again. Zeke thanks him. Duke's answer is perfect. Zeke is family. That is not friendship, it is infiltration, because Zeke immediately asks Duke to come as backup to the meeting with Nadim. Duke has gone from outsider to trusted man inside the room where his own trap is about to close. Nadim reveals Lorik's body and the Marshall drugs found beside him. He believes the Russians are responsible, especially because the killing looks like a Russian message. Cybella tries to slow everything down and promises to investigate. Nadim is done waiting. His son is dead. He wants Russian blood, and if he does not get it, there will be war. Duke barely has to speak. He just watches. The failed dockyard plan has become something better. The Albanians are furious. The Marshalls are under pressure. The Russians are being blamed. Zeke trusts Duke enough to bring him into the room. Piece by piece, Duke is breaking Kingsley's world without Kingsley even being there to stop him. But Duke is not the only person working in the shadows. The episode closes on a hooded woman checking an electronic device outside a late-night cafe while a man watches from the darkness. After the warning about Simeon and the NCA, the message is clear. Somebody else is tracking this board too. Duke may have started the war he wanted. The real question is whether he is controlling it or whether he has just made himself the center of a much bigger investigation. That is where Episode 2 leaves us. If you want the next chapter of Duke's Revenge, subscribe to Story Decode.